You're fluent. You know your job. But when that pressure hits in those very high pressure situations, your words freeze, your thoughts race, and then your English just disappears. Does that sound familiar? If so, you are not alone. In this video, I'll show you how to stay calm, clear, and confident in high pressure healthcare situations so you can speak like the professional you are. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Frustrated to Fluent. I'm your host, Devin Bruce. I'm the founder and CEO of the English Communication Academy. We help non-native English speakers in healthcare communicate effectively with their patients, colleagues, and staff. This video is for fluent professionals who really struggle in high-pressure situations. That can include working in an ER, giving medical presentations, answering questions in a meeting that you may not know the answer to, any sort of high pressure situation in healthcare where you use English, but when that situation happens, you clam up, you feel stuck, you don't know what to do, and you're unsure of what to do and how to proceed, this video is for you. So before we get all the way into it, I first want to talk about why pressure shuts down fluency. So in high pressure situations, that triggers fight or flight. And then when that is triggered, that blocks language recall. So most of the time, it's not necessarily a language issue, it's a nervous system issue. And then that's exasperated because the more you try to sound perfect, the harder it gets. So I want you to understand that even the most fluent people freeze under pressure. Even native speakers freeze under pressure. It's okay. So when you're in that high pressure situation, a lot of people think that speaking confidently in English sounds like speaking very fast or using big fancy $1 million words or having just the perfect accent, but that's not true at all. That's not what true confidence sounds like, especially in healthcare. But when someone does these things, it does not build trust. It creates confusion. So in reality, most confident people, they don't rush. Even in high pressure situations, they pause, they speak simply, and they sound steady. So for example, I'm going to say a sentence kind of fast and a bit complicated. Ready? Okay. Okay, so the patient has been stabilized and we've been administering medication shortly based on what the labs return, but I think maybe we should consider consulting cardiology just in case. All right, so that just sounded like word salad. It was too long, it was too complicated, too fast, and it just sounded like I just vomited it out, and that doesn't create confidence. But if someone is in that situation, keep it simple. You could just simply say, the patient is stable, we're waiting on labs. If needed, I'll call cardiology next. You see how I broke that down? Now, which one would you trust more? Not the one with a bunch of words, but the one with more clarity. So again, it's not about doing more, it's about doing less, but with a lot of intention. And the good news is that this version of confidence is something that you can build no matter your accent, no matter your grammar. All right, now let's talk about what you can actually do in the moment when you are in a very high pressure situation. One tip is to ground yourself before you speak, because remember, it's not a language issue, it's a nervous system issue. So we have to focus on calming your nervous system, because when you are ungrounded, the pressure, it makes you rush, and rushing makes you sound very unclear. Here's a simple reset technique. Inhale slowly through your nose, breathe out through your mouth, and then pause for at least 1 full second before you start speaking. This works because this signals your nervous system that you're safe, and that also helps your brain organize your thoughts. So before you try to sound fluent, try to get grounded. That's where real fluency lives. All right, this next tip is to use power phrases. In stressful situations, don't rely on big fancy vocabulary. Rely on the go-to phrases that make you sound confident and calm. For example, you could say something like, let's take this step by step. Here's what we know right now. We'll monitor this closely and adjust if needed. This is what I'd recommend moving forward. You don't need to say more. You need to say the right thing in a calm, steady tone. Another thing that you can do is to practice response frames and use them all the time. Because when your mind goes blank, the pre-planned frames gives you a soft place to land. So if you're in the situation and you draw a blank, redirect it by saying one of these things. Let me clarify. What I meant to say was, let's focus on the next step. Let me explain what happens next. If you have these things on repeat, that helps your brain access fluency faster, especially under pressure. This will help you so much when you are at a blank, and it'll help you just redirect exactly what you want to say. So these aren't just language tools, they're confidence tools. And the more that you practice this outside of that high pressure situation, the stronger you'll sound inside of it. So here is an unspoken truth that no one really talks about when it comes to confidence. No one gives you confidence, you built it. Moment by moment, choice by choice, brick by brick. So remember that even highly skilled professionals feel shaky in high pressure situations. Speaking under stress is not about the language. It's about your nervous system, your history, your identity. And that means you might freeze sometimes. You're not broken. You're human. I've worked with many doctors who were fluent but still felt silent in meetings, or they just clammed up like this. This really helps them speak up. And we didn't focus on grammar. It was about how to manage their energy. All right. So if this video helped you, please like and subscribe. I am on a mission to stop the language gap in healthcare. So if you could share this with other non-native English speakers in healthcare, I would be most grateful. Also, if you want more tips, check out these other videos as well. And if you are ready to take it to the next level, I have a free 5-day Frustrated to Fluent challenge. It helps you elevate your English in a very short period of time. If you're interested in joining us for that, the link is in the description box below. All right, so that's it for today. And thank you very much for listening. I'll see you next time. Take care.